Hi, today we are talking about the user acquisition report in GA4. We are talking about the overview of this report so that we both will get an idea of what to expect when we are making the custom reports in the next video. So by definition, the user acquisition report is that you can use the user acquisition report to get insights into how users are finding your website or app for the first time, because Google Analytics 4 combines the data of both the web and app in the same place. So it will tell you how the new users are finding your website. The user acquisition report differs from the traffic acquisition report because the traffic acquisition report focuses on where the new sessions are coming from. It doesn't matter like if the user is new or returning. It mainly focuses on the sessions and it doesn't focus on the user. But the user acquisition report focuses on the user, where the new users are coming from. These events are user scope dimensions, as we have talked in the last slide, that each time an individual user comes to your website, it is counted as a single user. So if a single user is coming like 2, 3 or many times on your website, it will still count as a single user. So this is special about this particular report. Now I want to show you how the user acquisition report looks like. So when you go into the reports and then in the life cycle acquisition, and then there is the user acquisition report. So here is your visualization, the line chart and the bar chart. Here is your dimension and here are all the metrics you can see here. You can change the dimensions from here. So you can see all of these are the default dimensions of this report. But when we will customize the report, we will see that you can also add or remove any dimension. But when we will customize this report, you will see that we can add or remove any of these dimensions. So right now the default dimension is first user default channel group. This tells you what are the default channels where the new users are coming from. So you can see these are all the default channels that Google Analytics 4 have assigned. So you can see that the direct, cross network, or organic and things like that. So and here are the metrics, all of the metrics, as you can see. So with that, let's talk about the dimensions of the report. The first dimension is that first user campaign. It tells you about the name of the campaign from where the user landed on the website. So suppose you are adding UTM parameters in your links to track the campaigns, different campaigns. So it will tell you about that. So now we are in the user acquisition report, and as you can see, I have opened the Google Merch Shop, which is the demo account, and you can see the first user campaign is that these are the campaigns Google Merch Shop is running, and you can identify these with the UTM parameters that you add in the end of your URLs to track these, and here you can get all the data related to these different campaigns. The next dimension that we are talking about is first user default channel group, and it is the channels by which user first arrive at your site or app. The default channel include like direct organic search, paid social, organic social, email, and more. I have a full list. You can check from the Google Analytics link. They have told you each of these and more. The next dimension is the first user medium. So it tells you the method or the medium from where the users are coming to your site. So examples can include like organic, referral, email, affiliate, and none, and more. The next is the first user source. It tells you the exact website name where the user is coming from. So these can be like Google, Bing, LinkedIn, YouTube, direct, or more. So the last dimension is the first user source / medium. It tells you the source and medium that led a user to arrive on your website or app. So it basically combines the last two dimensions that we were talking about. So you can take the example as Google / organic, LinkedIn / referral, and YouTube / referral. So all of these and more can be populated in your user acquisition report. And note that the whatever dimensions we have discussed before are the default dimensions. You can add or remove any dimension like we have talked before. When we were making custom reports, you can add or remove any dimension you like. Now let's talk about the metrics that are included in user acquisition report. So the first metric that we are talking about is average engagement time. So the average engagement time is that your website was in focus of a user browser or an app was in the foreground of a user's device. So if the website that you are looking is right in front of you, that time will count as an average and it will show in the report. Or if you have an app, so the average time that this app was in the foreground of a user's device, that time will be averaged and it will be shown in the report, and it is collected for active users only. So active users mean the users that have an engaged session on your website or an app. The next is conversions. Conversions is the number of times user triggered a conversion event. So for conversions to populate in your report, this report or any other report, you have to make an event and mark it as a conversion. You can also take the existing events and you can mark them as conversions. But if you want to like track custom events, then you can make custom events and then you can mark those custom events as conversions, and then it will show the data for these conversions in your reports. The next is engaged session. So this one is a little important. So the number of sessions that lasted 10 seconds or longer, or had one or more conversion events, or had two or more page or screen views. There are three parameters. If any of these are fulfilled, then you can say that this is an engaged session. The next one is the engaged session per user. So it tells the average number of engaged sessions that are happening per user. The next metric that we are talking about is engagement rate, and it is the percentage of sessions that were engaged session. So not every session that you will have on your website will be an engaged one. So it will tell you the percentage of sessions that were engaged session. So the next metric that we are talking about is event count, and it tells the number of times user triggered an event. By default, the event count in GA4 will show you for all the events, but there is a drop down where you can choose specific event and it will show you the data for that specific event. So for example, where we are in the user acquisition report, and when you go to the event count, by default it will tell you the event count for every event, like it will combine all the events and then it will show you. But you can actually click this drop down and you can click on any particular event and it will show you the data for that event. So for example, if I want to know the data for add to cart, then it will only show me the data, the event count for add to cart from these different default channel groups. Next we are talking about is new users, and this metric allows you to measure the number of users who interacted with your website or launched your app for the first time. So for example, you go and download a new app for the first time, then you will be counted as a new user for that app. And for example, if you go to a website for the first time, then you will be counted as a new user for that website. Now I am giving you a bonus tip, and I will tell you what the direct traffic means in your reports. So the direct traffic can be people who are coming directly on your website by entering the URL in your search bar. So for example, when you want to go to the Amazon website, you just go and enter amazon.com on your search bar and then you go from there. So that will count as a direct traffic. Or somebody have sent you the link to the website that they copy and paste in their browser. So for example, if somebody gave me a link and I copied and pasted that in the browser and then I went to the website, it will also count as a direct traffic. And if I directly access any website through a saved bookmark, so I bookmarked some website and then I go and click that link to go to that website, it will also count as a direct traffic. Next is the any traffic from social media like WhatsApp or messages or any other app that are messaging apps. That it also includes dark social apps. If somebody is clicking a link from there and coming to your website, it will also count as a direct traffic. And traffic from offline documents. So for example, if you open this slide in your later time and you click to any links that are mentioned in the slide, so that traffic will count as direct traffic. And traffic from HTTPS to HTTP version of your site. So for example, if you go to the HTTP version to HTTPS or vice versa, then it will also count as direct traffic. If you have any questions about this lesson, then let me know and I will help them solve for you.